We're at a first place deck profile. We have Dylan over here. He's playing Bystial Dragon Link. He went undefeated today, and let's just dive in. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Yep, so shout out to everyone at Locals, to Dan. Shout outs to Angus and Connor.
I lost.
For lending me cards. Shout outs to all my friends and my roommates, and shout outs to everyone from back home, DFC, if you know, you know. Let's get into it.
Let's dive in.
So best card to open as like your summon, like what you always want to open with is Safer. Please don't mind the rarities. Yeah, it's so disgusting with Rebellion heading back and then just getting free cards everywhere. Dragon Ratio. Do not play Synchron, please. This is 1900. It beats over Dweller. It beats over Elf. It's actually won me games where this is not Synchron, so please don't play that card. It's so bad. One of this is fine. This deck bricks, which is like kind of something I'll dive into later on, but I know it's good with the mills, and it does work if you open these cards, but it's just not worth playing in my opinion, so one is fine. These cards are not the cards you want to start with. For my Bystials,
Best cards in the deck.
Yeah, I would say so. And then of course the Rebellion. So people will probably question me on two of this and maybe two of this. This deck, like I said, like going first, you're playing so many summons that are chaos cards basically, that a lot of the time you just can't play. Like there have been so many hands where I just have like a Talents, 2 Bystials, a Dark Ruler, and then a random blink that does nothing, and you can't really play. And so I wanted to minimize that, but also keep enough of them in the deck where I'll see them against you. So I thought like this was good. 2 Rebellion, because you have so many ways to get this with space and Safer with Ravine. Like you really don't need to play 3. And honestly, like the one Truest Worm in the main deck, playing the card that I play instead of it really helps out. And you need more ways to play with this deck to start playing, not continue playing and punishing your opponent, in my opinion. One Nocto, just a good generic extender. Honestly, the reason I play this is because if you open this and Router, it just becomes like an FTK. So that's really, in my opinion, one of the only reasons to play it. White, black, I'm not explaining that. Levianeer, this is standard. This should be standard. This on your turn 2 or turn 3, adding back anything and then summoning, getting a free Chaos Monster. And then you can send this for Rebellion to get the trap. Like this is such a huge follow-up. The effect to send also really comes up if you're in a really grindy state against like Sprite or something, or any other rogue deck. You just make them send cards. It's just really, really, really strong. And then searching this on turn 2, turn 3 with Magnemite, like you just win the game. For spells, the best cards in the deck. If you draw these cards,
Italiane.
Yeah, Italiane and Francais. If you draw these cards, your chances of winning go from probably 55% to 80% or 70%. Like these cards are just so disgusting. 2 Dark Ruler. I would play 3, but honestly, it isn't that relevant against tier because they're always searching crime. In the mirror match, you're still playing around 2 Bystials and the trap, so it's not really that good in that matchup. And there are a lot of rogue decks that just don't really care about this card. So I decided to play 2 because it's something I want in my deck somewhere, and I'm not going to side deck this card because people decide in answers to it, so you're not going to side this card. And it's really only in my deck for the Sprite matchup, and for generic decks where it's just randomly good.
Like DDDs.
Yeah, exactly. Just random stuff like that. And I felt like 2 was fine. Same with Tactics. Like this card is so good. But once again, you will draw unplayable every once in a while in this deck, and playing 3 of these really contributes to that because they're just dead. And if you see multiples of these cards, you're just losing every single time. And this, I mean, it's like it's 3 banned cards in 1 card. With all the Bystials running around in Shifter, it's one of the only cards that really interacts in a way that favors you, where you don't have to commit resources and stuff like that. So I really like this, and then obviously the call by. So it's like game 1, I have like 3 cards to answer Shifter, which is really strong. And then these just go second, you know, help with the kind of matchups where hand traps aren't enough. Foolish. So I play this over the 3rd Truest Worm. Like I mentioned earlier, you want more ways to play in this deck. This makes it so that your Ravine search can be a lot more impactful. Like if you get a way to Safer, if you go this and you send Router, you can Ravine with Safer, get any level 8 you want. So you can levy their hand, you can add back any banish, and then summon a Chaos Monster. And like in a grindy scenario, you top deck this, you send Rebellion, summon back, activate Trap. You send this, send Safer, add back any level 8. And like I said, like sending Router for your combo is like pretty good. And it just it's more cards to help you play in this deck, which is kind of the problem. Like, there's no issue with power once this deck gets going. It's sometimes getting going. This card's not a brick. These two are. This is... Yeah.
Sadly mandatory.
Yeah, like there's not much to say there. This card's really good. I don't play the spell because in my deck, like, if I get to go first and I put up my board, like, no one is really beating it. You guys can watch the, like, games from today. I end on Seal, Borland, Savage with the trap. Like, there's no deck that plays through that. So you don't need the spell because if you get your full combo off, you're winning anyway. It's also, like, the main point of this deck isn't as much, like, Chaos. So, like, there's variants of this deck running around where Chaos is more important.
Yeah,
and
just not Bystial stuff.
like the control stuff. But in my deck, it's just not worth the brick, and it doesn't provide enough utility for me main decking it because every card in your hand is format is so important. And then the last card I chose to play was just Triple Impermanence. It's the only card that you can play on your opponent's turn that doesn't interact with talents, so they can't talent you or punish you for using it. It's huge on Kick Kalos. It's huge on Robina. It's really good on Gigantic. Like, there's so many cards that this just answers. And then with your deck, like, you can just push so easily going second with your big monsters. And if you stop the cards, like stopping them from getting to Toad, right? Stopping Tier from getting the free Kick Kalos. There's so many just really good normal summons where this is huge. It also is a good 6 card, and it outs Floodgates. So I just felt like it was worth maining. And I didn't want to just play the Dark Ruler and the Talents because, I don't know, I think
2 talents is just generally
correct.
Like,
I think those ratios are correct, and if you, like, I don't know, hand traps just aren't impactful enough, and this is the one hand trap that can be just enough by itself, and like I said, Talents is in everyone's deck, so not interacting with that game 1 is huge. 40 cards, I wouldn't change anything, maybe just cut the Foolish. If you're worried about low on Bystials or you have a lot of tier at your locals or something, just play a 3rd Druid Swarm. But in my opinion, this is pretty good. Just gets you started. And like I said, it makes some of your cards so much higher value. And so, tokens. Borland, Access Code, Unicorn, Triple Burst, Dark, Romulus, Quadboro, and Delindrus. These are... Oh my god, yeah. I can actually show you guys a combo if you guys want, where just Seifert and Lubellion is Borland, Savage, Trap plus Search with just the 2 cards, and then this makes just your Tracer into a Borland Savage. You do have to discard a card from hand, but like it's so disgusting.
If you don't have a card in hand, then you
weren't winning anyway. Yeah, and like it's so much stronger. Like game 1, no one's really maining Nib right now, and no deck unless they hard open Impermanence, and then I can just Savage it. Has a real out to this card.
That card is insane.
Yeah, and it's against Flunder, like it's just an auto win, because when they summon a monster and you negate it, they can't chain the quick play. They can't do anything else. So this card is just so strong game 1. So this card just really allows you to access it easily. Going second, you can like revive back to in the grind game, make a hot red. Like there's so many applications of this card, and this card's just, it pairs well with it. I can show you guys a combo at the end if you want. IP, I hate that I have to play this card. I really do. But it does come up for when you get nibbed, and you have to, like a lot of time, like you're wanting to send their token, so you can just like summon Druid Swarm from deck off of this, and then link it to this, and then send. And it's like, it's relevant, I don't know. Seal, one of the best cards in the extra deck. The 2/1s, I'm not going to explain that. Standard, yeah. This, not only for time, because unfortunately that's how the game is right now, but it's really strong when you go second, especially with Dark Ruler in your main deck. Like if you have literally no other cards in a Tracer, you Dark Ruler them, you summon this, you blow up their whole board, right? So like, still pretty strong. And then Baron, this card comes up probably once or twice a match for me. Like it is so insane. The destruction effect going second, and then obviously the Omni Negator is so good. And then you can do stuff like when you use the negate to play through their cards, you can summon back a Tracer or a Druid Swarm from your graveyard or something. And then if you have either the trap or a Tracer on field, you can pop the Druid Swarm, trigger it. You can trap. Like there's so many cool interactions with this card, and it's so relevant. So for side deck, triple Nibiru. Yeah.
People don't respect it.
They don't respect it, and it's also like I play So when you're playing against Sprite or any other combo deck, this is meant to be drawn in combination with one of these cards, right? So effectively you have these post-siding, which against Sprite honestly is more than enough.
This game.
Yeah, and like you said, no one's respecting it, and it's a light for this deck, and it's just more cards to go second and try and combat the meta sort of thing. These cards are all really good. I wouldn't change this ratio. I changed my side deck a lot to fit these cards in to make sure that I could cover all the matchups where they were relevant, and I wouldn't go back. And then 2 Twin Twister. I don't play Duster. I don't play Pankratops because, because a lot of times it's just not enough of an out. When you're playing against Flunder, this is one of the best cards you can draw.
Hit them in standby.
Exactly. It's also like people are citing anti-spell, and anti-spell fucks this deck. And I was playing Pankratops and Duster before, but this card answers anti-spell and another floodgate, and it's good against Flunder, and it can trade with 2 floodgates, right? So it's just really, you need it somewhere because Macro and D-Fisher and there can only be one.
They're real.
Skill drain are real cards, right? So, and it's the same thing with kind of main decking this, right? Because if I was not respecting that, then I would just play the 3 Dark Ruler 3 Talons and just go with that. But I really like it for that application. And then the last card on the side is just this card. This card's really gross.
Wins games.
Oh, it's especially gross because when they Bystial you on your turn, right? You get punished really hard. And then you just combo, and what I always do is you just summon Savage in defense, and you have this, and then you can literally draw, and no one cites in backrow against Dragon.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, exactly. So you just sit on this in defense, you have this, they can't out this, and then eventually you just draw and you kill them. It's very, very simple. And like so many people are playing like Nibiru, Bystial.
Cool.
Like, yeah, cool, man. Like, nice Sprite deck, bro. Like, it's such a good card. I just wanted 3 cards that I could side when I go first against the meta decks. That was a blowout if I draw it. Yeah, and like I said, people don't really respect it in this deck. So, it's huge. I can show you guys a 2-card combo now if you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So for the 2-card combo, excuse me, I'm gonna show you guys is these 2. And then you have 3 cards. Let's just make sure they don't matter. Yep, they don't matter. So 3 cards. You're gonna go normal. You don't have to do it this way. You can just use this first. So you use this. You normal this. Effects and
Oh, yeah, you can know this. And then, like, if it's that turn, we just attach.
add Magnet here, and then Sorenir.
So this is their form.
Send.
Those both come back. And then, fuck it, I've been hit with that tons of times. Who cares? Oh, well, you sync off these 2. This banish.
Usually, like, you can send the regained here, but it doesn't really matter in this scenario.
So you're gonna send any Bystial?
Yeah, any Bystial. Then you're gonna Magnum on whatever Bystial you send or whatever you want. Then you're gonna Rebellion. Effects. So already at this point, they can't nib you, and you already have a follow-up in forms of Magnifit in the end phase, and you have a trap on board. And you're gonna go here. Sorry guys, I'm kind of tired. Striker, effects.
Add your boot sector.
Yep, add your boot. Throw these 2 into your Romulus. Of course, the usual suspects. You're gonna get the Dragon's Ravine, pitch a card. So, like, what you can do here, and why this version of the combo is better, is you get to keep 2 cards in your hand because Safer will add back Rebellion. So you get a free discard. So here you can go this, add this back, and then discard it. And then you're going to send Router here. And then Router is going to add Tracer. Then here, because you've normal summoned, you're going to activate your boot sector launch. You're going to special the Tracer. You're going to use the effect on the boot.
Pop Romulus.
I always summon this guy just because, like, it's the recharger. You can striker effect, add back recharger, and then if Borland is in your liver, you can just summon Borland. So having it in deck is actually very relevant, guys. Go these
I don't even draw this character.
into Pisty.
Bro. So then,
Go this.
Your tuners are banished, so they rotate back.
This.
And then,
And use this. Doesn't matter what you summon back. Just any Dark Dragon, right? So let's, for the sake of saying, so let's summon that.
And then, go this to the
Wondrous. And you're gonna use the effect here. Pop. This is gonna trigger, and you're gonna summon these 2 back.
Oh, tuner and a non-tuner. I wonder what's gonna happen here.
These
So this is your
into
when this is summoned, it has
Warlem's
this is
effect
actually the only
negate,
reason this
summon back.
it has an effect when it's special summon. You can, during the main phase, you banish 2 fish to either graveyard or
Effects.
special summon, right?
So you use Dill, the Link, and the other Link to make this?
Dill, the other link, and then the Silver Rocket.
Silver Rock,
And then I
so
had this
that
on.
gets banished. Okay.
Yeah, it banishes when it leaves the field because it's summoned by its own effect. You're gonna have a Savage with 2, and then here,
And then
you just go end phase effect, add, and just through those 2 cards, guys, you
banishing 2 fish and then target
you have a Savage, you have a Jerusalem, and you have a Borland, and you have 2 other cards that you can combo with.
And the trap card.
Yeah, of course. Like, this is so absurd, right? And this is just off 2 cards, and it just goes to show how powerful this deck is. Just think it's a good combo for you guys to know.
Thank you for your deck profile as well as the combo, and
No worries.
hope you do better, or hope you do continue doing good in all your S
I was
tournaments.
gonna say, man, yeah.
Can't do better than first place.
Thank you.